Hi everyone, I'm just going to run you through a short video of how I produce one of my wall arts. When a customer orders it, I've already got the file sort of processed and ready to go. So if you're using a Roland Versacamm and ripping it through Roland VersaWorks, this will be a quick how-to video. If you're not too sure, take a look. So this is the Nissan Skyline that I'm going to create in vinyl, a single coloured plotted vinyl. So this has come through, I either use EPS files, which this one is, as you can see, file type EPS. I don't know if you can make that out. So I generally use EPS or PDF files when I'm doing this. Just a few considerations that you need to make sure of. I know that I'm going to be using 600mm wide vinyl, so I import it at the size I need or just less than, so my pinch rollers and whatever can run on it and not give me too much of an issue. But you will need a cut contour applying to your graphic. I do all that in CorelDRAW. Here we go, this is what it's like on the page. I don't know if you can make out the dancing ants that are going round. Anywhere that's got the red dancing ants is where it's going to make a cut. So what I need to do is load up the media that I'm going to cut it on. So there at the moment, it's registering the full width that's available on the printer. So, and again on the scaling you can see full width at page there. So just bear with me a sec, I'm just going to load the media. So we're around at front of machine now. I've just put the black vinyl in that I want to use to create this artwork, and as you can see, this is one pinch roller, and then at the other side of the media there's the other pinch roller. So what it will do now, if I'm just bypassing that switch so you can see what happens now, is do a scan across with the carriage, and what it's doing is measuring where those pinch rollers are. The outer two rollers have got the blue foil on, and that's what the machine's looking for to find out what width it is. So now it's done a process and it knows that the media is 587mm wide. So click function, up one from the standard, the starting point. So it'll come to cut config, right, and then you've got down arrow, so force, clicked it right, and then this is running at 85 grams of force, which I know is right for the vinyl I'm using. Every vinyl pretty much would have its own setting, so the thicker the vinyl the more force you need, but if you do need to change it up or down, press enter and then it'll log it. So I want it at 85 grams of force, as I say, for this. It's Metamark M4 I use for my interior vinyl. So that's that, and go back and down, it'll give you your speed, and same process, whatever you want it setting at. Generally 8 to 10 will be fine for what I want, because there is some quite intricate cuts on this design. If it's a simple design you can crank it up probably to 15 or so. Now it's done the scan and knows the width. If we just click on the up arrow, that's feeding the media back through. Till it gets to the magic eye there. and then you can feed it past it. So that, if you press and hold your finger on the button, it will automatically stop. So if you just make a check to see that your pinch rollers are still running true down either side. Sometimes if it's not quite square, it will run off and then spoil your print. So now we've got the vinyl where we want it. On the keypad, if you press function, it'll come up with base point, and press enter. It will now register the start point. If you don't do that, don't set the base point, when it comes to print, it'll feed back out to its original start position and you'll get a lot of wasted vinyl. So just bear that in mind. Just function, it'll come up with base point, press enter, and that'll do your start. So now we've set the vinyl up in the machine. If we come to get media width, as you can see at the moment, it's still set to 1346 millimeters wide. If we do get media width, now it knows we're on the 587 wide, which is the distance between the pinch rollers. So it's automatically spun the artwork round, and it will fit on the width because I've set it up already, and just from experience I know where that needs to be. So as it is now, if we just print it as it is, it will try and print the black. So what we need to do is go into the cut settings. So if we go down here, see your pair of scissors there on the left, cut controls, click on that, click on your drop down arrow, and then you've got a few options. And because we just want to cut it out of the vinyl, click cut only, and what happens is it takes the black off. So if I go back to print and cut so you can see where it was, and then cut only, we lose the printed area. So we now have just got the dancing ants for the cut path that it's going to use. So now we can click OK and tell it just to print. If you can see that there, just go down to print there, click, and it'll ask you for how many you want to print. On this version of VersaWorks, the old one didn't, but this one does. So we just want one copy of it. Yeah, just a warning to let me know that the inks are running low on some cartridges, but we don't need them anyway. Click yes. So now you'll see the percentage on the rip. So it's converting it into usable information. And then while it's going there, so I've come back now to the panel, click function, down twice, just to sheet cut, press enter, it'll do us a nice clean cut. There we go. So that's the machine side of it done. Now we'll just go to weeding it. So I'll just use a craft knife, and what I normally do, because it's got a solid outline, is just make a score through it and then weed it away. As you can see, it weeds fairly easily. If you get your settings wrong, however, it'll be a proper pain. Take it from me, been there, done that. So, you get the idea anyway. So we'll come back in a bit when I've weeded it all and you can see how it looks. So I'm coming to end weeding this. Probably been what, 10 minutes? Somewhere in that region anyway. You just have to give it a quick look over, make sure I haven't missed anything that needs lifting out. Just have to catch it in white. There's a little piece. And there we go. One Nissan Skyline. So now it'll just have application paper put on, rolled up and tubed and sent out to customer.